What's going on, guys? It's Jeff. So as you can see, I finally unlocked the mastery camo. I unlocked it yesterday, but I didn't make a video on this yesterday. Really quick though, before we get started, I want to thank everybody for all the subscribers and the likes and stuff like that on all the videos recently. I really appreciate it. Dude, the upcoming schedule of games is incredible. And dude, in the amount of people I see on my timeline that say things like, there's nothing to do, there's no games to play, and they literally only play Call of Duty, or they literally only play League, or they only play CS, or they only, like, come on, man. There are definitely other games out there. Now, I'm on here just because, you know, I'm showing you guys I got my camo and shit like that. Otherwise, I could be on BattleBit grinding some shit out right now. That's new. It's not that there's nothing to play. There's nothing that you want to play. The state of gaming is great. There are certain years where, like, okay, genuinely speaking, the gaming shit has been a little weaker. Like, there just weren't that many great big releases or anything that was upcoming that people were excited about. It was just kind of, yeah, let's wait another year until hopefully something else pops up that we'll want. There have definitely been years that felt like that. But this year is not one of those years. You absolutely have choices. Oh, he wanted to leave once some streaks started coming in. I just spawned. That's not how it's supposed to work. Try to hold that spawn all the time, and if I'm standing right here and I stare at this, they don't get the spawn inside of the crate. They're supposed to be at that spawn over there. I know this. I'm a shipment connoisseur. Speaking of things not working the way that they should, for some reason, ever since the update came out for this Season Reloaded update, they've completely broken the performance of the game. But most people are noticing entirely based off of PC performance, because that's very, very obvious. Whereas on console, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to understand, you know, if you are or not dropping, you know, an extra 10 frames or something like that. But I've even seen some weird performance dips and clips on console. But when they release this update, the game has basically been unplayable for like the past like 3 days now, or however long it's been. It's especially bad in the bigger game modes as well, which I mean, sure, it makes a lot of sense. Man, Ground War was like, I basically am getting like 120 frames or so over in Ground War and all that other shit. And it's like, yeah, cool, okay, that's like the maximum console performance. But the thing is, it's like the number will say that it's 120. Like, you can still feel the dips, and it doesn't feel like what it's saying. I'm on shipment. I mean, before I would get like 300 plus. Now I know there's somebody thinking, oh, just turn down your graphics then. You're on PC, change all these options, blah, 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 get better frames. But again, it doesn't matter what that number says in the top left. It's what the game feels like. So if the game feels like shit, it doesn't really matter what the, you know, number up there says. It's like driving a vehicle while you have your foot steady on the gas the entire time, but it's almost as if the car is randomly like braking or taking your foot off of the gas, even though you're still applying the exact same pressure. The whole experience feels like this. All right, so I got my kills from behind, got my suppressor kills on this. I never finished the hemlock challenges on this. One more 3 kill streak, long shots and shit. I really don't want to do long shots. Could go and get the Orion shotgun. This thing is obnoxious. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I mean, why not? Turn my brain off. This is a closer look at this camo. People have already unlocked it already, but so with this game being broken and everything, and I've had so many people tag me and mention me and all this other stuff saying like, dude, go back to the old Call of Duties, do this. Over on Xbox 360, those servers that you were talking about are all working and all this other stuff. And I've touched on it yesterday and talked about how like I still am kind of concerned in terms of like safety, because I mean, even when Xbox 360 was, what the fuck? Is my voice thing not even... What? Hello? Right, I gotta make sure this shit is recording. Well, good thing I caught that. My OBS wasn't recording any audio at all, so I had to actually use the first part of this video's backup audio and then overlay it into the... whatever. Yeah, anyway, people are saying like, oh, there's over 100,000 players on Black Ops 1 or some other game. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's a Black Ops 1 thing. Obviously, that's also a display glitch. I'll be honest, man. I'm gonna have to say it right now. Black Ops 1 is not even like so popular to the point to you could spawn an entire setup in front of everybody on the planet. And I don't even think 100,000 people would decide to actually play the game. It's not that I think it's bad. It's just that I don't think that, like, unless you played the game previously, probably not pulling new people in. This shit is not okay. Oh no. Not to say that I don't think like a few thousand people would get on these games and stuff, but Black Ops 1 specifically, I'd be surprised that people would want to play that. Personally, the Call of Duty that I have like the most memories on, I feel like, I'm super fond of it, especially when a lot of other people at the time weren't. And admittedly, some of the older Call of Duties just don't really hold up, like World at War, for example. I think Modern Warfare 2 holds up, Modern Warfare 3 holds up. They could probably get like 100,000 people playing like every single one of them all together, maybe. But yeah, also, ironically, when I was talking about that video when we were talking about the Microsoft acquisition, I specifically specifically said at one point that it would be surprising or basically really unlikely that they would go and make something like a StarCraft 3 for RTSs because RTSs just don't really generate that much money. And I was talking about the fear and possibility and likelihood of them just not even making other RTSs if they go and buy up all the studios that make good RTSs. Right when I said that though, apparently there's a rumor that's going around that they are actually working on a StarCraft 3. So there were some people that were like, haha, you're wrong. But I don't even want to say it was a bad example, but still, I'd like to say it wasn't against StarCraft specifically. There was some StarCraft people that were like upset at me for saying that. It's really out of respect for StarCraft when I say it like that because they always just abandon the good shit, to be honest. If it doesn't generate enough money for them, they just usually say fuck it. They don't care how good it actually is or not. Shoot this motherfucker! Now, I was never good at StarCraft or anything, so I'm not gonna act like I'm super excited, but I recognize how storied they are and how pivotal they are just in general for gaming. I just assumed that because they wouldn't be able to turn a bunch of money, you know, with it or whatever, just, you know, by player base or however people want to monetize to it or how the player base will react to it. Would they even buy? Stuff like that. And I'm stuck in this whole loop again with this playlist shit. Again, I'm still under the assumption that these servers are not fixed just because of the Microsoft thing. I don't know. There's probably like 5,000 people on or some shit like that. 2,000 to 5,000 players on Black Ops 1 right now, which is actually really good for a game that's, you know, that old. There are people that genuinely believe that there are this amount of players online. No, there isn't. Like, I don't want to be a downer about it. It's just more like a, please don't make us look like fools in the process of like, with these old games potentially coming back and getting support and all this other stuff that could be good for us. Let's not embarrass ourselves by literally lying. Enough people in communities do that shit already. I don't have an Xbox to go and actually play it, so I'm not going to be able to go and play these old games. On top of that, I mean, I could just go and play the servers that we already had on PC, which is 10 times more superior. Another thing, if you were to go and play these old games with like the Xbox One controller or whatever it is, I don't even know the name of the console anymore. Number one, the games are obviously going to feel dated because they are. Oh, also, before I forget, it's kind of crazy to me that somehow, I mean, I'm hearing rumors that there's not crossplay for PC over on Mortal Kombat 1. How in the current year is that fucking possible? I don't understand. Is it like a funding thing? What the fuck is going on? How is that possible? There's complete crossplay across all of the consoles and PC on Street Fighter and all these other fighting games. How is it not happening on Mortal Kombat? I don't understand it. I really don't. I thought with Mortal Kombat 11, it was like in that weird sweet spot where like crossplay wasn't considered like the absolute norm or some shit. That's exactly it. Like, it is the norm now. How is that not a feature? I don't understand. I was thinking of it because I was thinking, you know, oh, around like 5,000 players will probably be playing it all at a particular time throughout the day. Turns out Mortal Kombat 11, ever since the announcement with Mortal Kombat 1 anyway, seems like some people have been practicing or just trying out Mortal Kombat 11. And there's around like 5,000 to 7,000 players a day on there. So that's actually not bad at all. Now, if there were crossplay, then like PC wouldn't have this struggling issue. Like, I would love to play Mortal Kombat on PC, but I would have to play it on console because the player base dies so quickly over on PC because there's no crossplay. The majority of the player base, again, is on console. Likely whatever the dominating console is. Man, the game just feels like shit right now. It's so unplayable. It was already unplayable from like a fundamental standpoint with the game, how they wanted to approach all this shit, but like, fuck. New Diablo season starts in a couple days, so that'll be fun and whatever, but again, if Sorcerer just doesn't get a buff or anything, or any kind of change, or some kind of item just appears out of nowhere that somehow creates a new build for the class that is actually good, I don't know how much longer I'll play Diablo, to be honest with you. Cool thing is, with the Diablo dev, they said a similar thing to the Final Fantasy 14 devs, where they were like, if you've done everything you wanted to in the game, take a break, come back later. Go play another game. I think for certain games that makes a lot of sense, but that's not the case for every game. So like, for example, if they have a game that is basically built to have you do weeklies or dailies every single day, but then you have a dev just saying, oh, just come back, take a break, go play something else, you feel like there's no content left. It's kind of an oxymoron because the game is designed in a way to try to keep you on there, but if it's trying to keep me on there to no fucking avail, then those words ring hollow because you're not telling me to go play another game. Every system in your game is telling me to continue playing this game or be punished. Whereas on a game like Final Fantasy 14 that has a lot of like catch-up mechanics and things like that and ways to like hit a baseline at least, you can be hardcore, you can min-max it, but you don't have to worry about if you were to quit, you fall behind this like absurd amount. The game is built in a way that would actually support the claims of saying, oh, that's fine, come back later. And I respect that. I really do like that a lot. Bet. I mean, if my class isn't that good, well, obviously I could go and play another class, but like, that's not, it doesn't solve the actual issue, right? My class is shit. Why should should I have to swap to a different class because they didn't properly scale the class? Well, also, apparently there's another only up Fortnite map. Let me know if you guys want that. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't want to do it though. That sounds... I feel like every single only up map that comes after the most popular one, the first one, or at least the first most popular one, they're only going to progressively get more insane. It's all muscle memory. I love these like just ram your head into a wall muscle memory type games. I mean, I'm playing Shipment right now, and I straight up don't think when I'm playing. That's my favorite thing to do. It's autopilot gaming. This is probably why I can't play RTS games. It forces me to actively think. I should probably stop here before I just end up saying I'm just stupid. But I can accept that. Yeah, pretty stupid.